Come with me now on another adventure. No need to worry, I'll be your mentor. Before we get going on this wonderful trip, gotta stop at the roost and you better leave a tip. Say hello to my friends at the bar. When you come to this place, they know who you are. Pouring some shots, meet a new friend. Just when you thought that this was... Hey everyone, and welcome to ASTROSMASHED, the all Intellivision live stream.
Good thing I muted.
Wasn't that intro exciting?
I think I muted before I sneezed. Holy cow.
Welcome, Jeff from Go Game Go.
Thank you.
And as always, Papa Pete to talk some Intellivision, because it's all Intellivision all the time. So how about that E3? What are you guys' thoughts on that? How'd you think that performance or that presentation went?
That was good. Tommy said it was going to be like a coming out party for the Amico, and that's what it was. That's all I expected. I was hoping we'd get a little bit of new stuff, and we did get a little bit of new stuff. We saw, I think, was it 3 games? At least 2 that we hadn't seen before.
Right.
Soccer and Flying Tigers. Can't remember if there was another one. I might be thinking of that one tunnel thing.
That soccer one looked really good. I mean, and that's got to be like early play.
Yeah, it said on there. It was like it was very early.
But I mean, that looks fantastic just for early gameplay.
And the baseball, the same with the baseball. It was the same video they showed last year. Yeah,
that was the same baseball. I was hoping for a little more of that, but.
Was it the same, guys? I saw it briefly. I'll tell you, I saw it briefly while I watched the video. I really didn't. Right back. I've been busy ever since, and I thought it seemed a little longer than what I remembered, but it was still short. Well,
I remember the first one was Cardinals versus Yankees, and it was the same. And I did hear that apparently there was some kind of a licensing issue. MLB didn't want them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it looked pretty. I mean, I really enjoyed. I thought it looked. I mean, that's what I expected. It was like people that are going to be hearing about it for the first time. I think that's what this package was more of. For instead of because I know there's some people that are like, oh man, it's all the same. It's like no, it's like this is the introduction to the system. We're just fortunate that we've been following it and know a lot of that stuff. Or seen a lot of that stuff already.
That's right.
Yeah. I think they did a great job. I think Tommy nailed it as far as what it is. The controllers, I felt like even the people hosting the E3 really kind of dug that throwback. Obviously, they knew about Earthworm Jim. That was kind of cool little contest. A cow at Intellivision.com.
I've already emailed Cow.
I want to win that and have it right back here on my wall. That'd be pretty awesome.
Well, there's 3 of them. We could have one back there, one back there, and one back there.
That's right. Run right here.
Hey, why not, right? Well, they did have 3, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that'd be epic, right?
I thought he hit the nail on the head. That's what he was looking to do. He wasn't looking to show guys like us who've been watching it for 2 years more new things. Right. He was looking to branch out into the new realm to show more retailers, show more developers, show the general public. And that's exactly what he did. He showed a lot of the things that we had already seen, but there was a few Easter eggs in there, and I'll call them Easter eggs like you're talking about the 3 games we hadn't seen. Nobody else is going to pick up on that. They're just going to think that, it's stuff they've been going all along, whereas we appreciated that a little bit, but we knew it wasn't aimed for us. We're just looking to see, we're watching from the sidelines to see how he steps out to the rest of the world. And at the end of the day, I thought he hit a home run when he stepped out and showed it to the rest of the world. So kudos to him and his team.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I thought it was great. I was hoping to see a little more MLB, but that's just me being greedy. Yeah. And of course, I wanted to see bowling, but I'm like, they're not going to do a bowling at E3. Absolutely not.
No, wow, yeah. We wanted to see more Cloudy Mountain. We wanted to see more Night Stalker, because the Night Stalker we've seen has been the same stuff. We wanted to see more of tons of different things, but at the end of the day, it was limited, it was focused, and right now we'll get those other things, not only examples of them and samples of them, but in real life, as long as it gains the support of the outside world from our little group, which I think is bound to happen with as long as he keeps doing events like this.
Yeah, I think I really loved how they did the transition to how they're like, remember this classic, and then they swipe it and it showed like all the craziness. I was like, oh,
yeah, that's awesome.
Because you want to hit that retro fan base that's watching too, because they're going, what? There's a new Intellivision. I had an Intellivision growing up, and that hits that market. You know, that tugs on those nostalgia strings right there. Yeah, I really liked that.
Plus, it makes the games look even better when you show the original, and then all of a sudden it goes to the newer one. It's like, whoa, like Night Stalker. It's like, wow.
Did you notice? I didn't get a chance to screenshot it, but that the new collage of the box art, they threw Finnegan Fox in there. But did you see the one on the far bottom right? That has to be ASTROSMASH. Because the way the box art looked, it had like this little alien like up in the top, and then it had the big like meteor in the corner, and then it had the ship flying out, of course, the circle. And I was like, that is so reminiscent of the original box art.
That wasn't
and that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that must be Rigid Force.
Rigid Force, there you go.
And I'm like, no, that's got to be ASTROSMASH. Why? Because why would they? Rigid Force, I think, would look a little different than that.
I'll tell you what I was going by, Chuck, was that there were 8 games. They showed 8 boxes. But
yeah, so
yeah, even Brain Duel was up there on there.
Man, I really liked Brain Duel, the box art. The cartoon illustration was amazing.
The old dude with I liked it too.
I did notice
that Don Bluth. It looked like Don Bluth, but then the girl looked like Disney to me. It's like I don't know. I was just saying the style, right? I'm not an animator like you are, Jeff, like who draw and such.
I couldn't do anything that good. That was really impressive.
Yeah, no, whoever does those covers is absolutely brilliant. And I meant to ask, like, if they have the same person that used to do it back in the day, and what artist did what. You know, I really love to know like those watercolors from. Like my favorite is the cover of Poker and Blackjack, where you got the dealer and all the dancing ladies and everything, and then of course you got the bowling one where the kid's like freaking out, and the dad's or it looks like the bowler with the mustache, and just all that stuff is so great. I want like posters of all that stuff.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I do have I always want different ones, but I do have a couple of them upstairs on my living room wall. I have a Poker and Blackjack and I think Star Strike up there. Because like years ago, I found them on eBay. Obviously, those are no longer up there. But yeah, I found these big movie-sized posters of the box art that I don't know who, but some person was selling them. Obviously, can't do that now. But yeah, at the time, this was quite a while ago. And I was like, oh man, I got to get those. And so I got like 3 of them. I think I still have a Super Pro Wrestling giant movie poster too. But I'm like, I don't know, where am I going to hang that? I'm like, that would look good here, but it would take up so much room. It's so big, it's like you can't really just hang a million things on your walls, especially that giant of a size. I wouldn't mind something small though. But those are great. Oh, another thing, they said that after E3, they're about to get a lot more merchandise and more box art shirts in Intellivision.com. Oh, did you just say, what do I just click? Add the stream for that? I see it. I saw the picture.
Yeah, here's the.
So I was pulling the picture up too.
There we go. There you are.
That bottom right has to be Rigid Force because
you think so?
ASTROSMASH isn't a physical.
You know what? Good point.
That's to say, these are the 8 physical that have been announced.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, so close to that original. That looks like the ASTROSMASH. Like if it was updated though, the way that box art looks. Darn it, you're right too.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that they all have the circle, and Brain Duel doesn't? And I'm thinking, well, that's because it's newer. Dino Blaster doesn't. I mean, it's an old franchise, but.
Yeah,
it hasn't been around for a long time. But
Finnegan
even
does.
Fox and Rigid Reforce both have the circles. That's interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I really, really like that. That is cool. Man, that's
you pull them up, they all have them, right? I mean, there's the circle in bowling and the circle in auto racing.
I just can't believe that AstroSmash cover looks so just like horse racing. What a great one!
What were you saying? Astro?
Yeah, see now that see how the meteor up in the right, and then the spaceship and the circle and the stuff flying out. I was like, that's got to be AstroSmash, and right, it's not. Oh, look,
you're right. It's very similar. Very similar.
Look what we have here.
Hey, Pete.
What's happening? Welcome, sir.
You guys talking proper Intellivision, or are you talking some Amico stuff? Because if you're talking Amico, I'm just gonna.
Oh, I mean, well, we're gonna be quiet on the Amico stuff here. No, we're talking about box art. How great the awesome '70s box art is compared to those new pictures that up. And,
it's definitely different.
I kept thinking it was AstroSmash, which is this one here.
It could be this. I mean, literally, it could be that, right?
Right. That or what is Vectron?
That.
That is so great.
Oh,
just
boy. Papa Pete, how you doing, brother?
Good, Pete. Good.
Now that's a box art.
I can't get my internet to work here.
Oh, that's a
box art right there. That screams of '70s hockey, right?
Yes, it does. Well,
Just
who's even on that cover? I can't even tell who's on the cover. Do they even have names or anything on that?
Well, that looks like Paul Newman right there. That's a complete ripoff of Paul Newman with the Chiefs.
Yeah, really.
Is that not a ripoff of Paul Newman?
Buffalo Sabres, man.
Yeah. But that looks like Paul Newman in Chiefs colors.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
Nothing better than the 70s.
Man, this game is in perfect.
Oh, now it's broken.
This game is broken.
This game is in beautiful shape. It was never used.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pete, look at that. Like, that's brand new.
Gotta love it.
Oh, I need a beer now, too. I got to calm down before Montreal gets shellacked by Vegas tonight.
Oh, we won't be that lucky.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. Still got that, like the catalog in there.
Oh, that is beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, look at this guy. Hey!
Wait, somebody used me and beautiful in the same sentence. You obviously are talking about like Papa Pete over there. You're not talking about me.
Yeah, there's
Welcome,
classic box art. This is why I'm like, I always call this like, this is modern day's attempt at a box art that's more different, like tons of characters on it. This is a callback to our days. Like, that's decent box art right there.
That's a really good box art. I like that a lot. What game is that?
Just happens to be the 2 Switch games I'm playing.
That is, I was about to buy a Battle Axe today.
I've got the Battle Axe. I got it on Kickstarter, and I just had the complete cool collection come. I don't know where I put it.
There's a cool cover for you.
What is that? The Wonder Boy one?
That one is cool. Is that the new? Is that
I don't have mine.
Whatever it is.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, the new Wonder Boy, and it includes the original. What is it? Monster World 4.
Oh, really?
Oh, it includes that too. I didn't know that. I thought it just included the new one.
Through Kickstarter, I got the collection that comes with the Shadow Box.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Which is really, really cool, I think. Look at that, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's nice looking.
Because I backed it on Kickstarter like a couple years ago or whatever, and I got the the Epic from the Limited Run Games made it. But isn't that cool?
That is very nice.
Yeah,
I went to
buy
buy
find
it.
A place to put it.
That's when I found out that my account and card had been hacked, so I had to call the bank. So I never got to buy it yet.
Oh,
but I was about to. I was attempting to. I got
to find a place to put it on my back there where I want to put it. I think I'm going to kind of mix up my background a bit, like every now and then, just have different stuff from my collection. Like different types of stuff.
I can see that.
But yeah, Battle-Axe is a pretty good game.
Oh, and check out this. You got to check out that Intellivision site.
That's my channel code. So they gave me a channel code, so anybody can use that once to get 20% off at between now and end of the year.
I'm gonna have to.
Which I thought was very nice of them.
Yes, that is awesome. Because They even said after E3.
I'm in my workout clothes. I was out walking. I just finished walking 5 kilometers. So I'm sweaty and piggy like.
Let me do the math.
3 miles. But I can do it and do 3 miles in less than 18 minutes.
Lance, what's happening?
That's more like a power walk than a regular walk.
Pete, I got to get your thoughts. What do you think of the show today, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only Pete here. That's rare.
Jeez, man, come on. What are you, drunk or something?
Not yet.
He's working on
trying.
it. But...
I was happy with it. Like I said earlier on before you got here, I thought he hit a home run with exactly his target audience. He wasn't targeting us. He gave us a few Easter eggs in there to tease us a little bit. And
yeah, that Moon Patrol level.
But he went straight at the retailers and the general public, and that was exactly what he needed to do. So
we were talking about that earlier. That the screen had like the wormhole with a ship.
The in between moons. Tommy let me know today. That's so every time you go between moons and Moon Patrol, you got a mini game, and it's going through.
It's funny because Hans from overseas posted on Facebook that it was a mini game inside of a game. I'm like,
yeah, it is.
Not what so Moon it's like
Patrol.
So it's like a game inside Moon Patrol between.
Yeah, in Moon Patrol, you go between moons, right? There's like 8 or 9 moons or planets or whatever you want to call them.
I kept calling them planets.
Well, they could be. I think there might be a couple planets, Chuck. I think there might be a couple planets. And when you go between them, and I remember now, Tommy mentioned that over a year ago, that they're adding something different to Moon Patrol to do at the end of the level. Well, this is a minigame. Go through gates and avoid asteroids through your slipstream.
That looks really, really good.
I thought that was part of Ridge Force Redux when I saw it.
Seeing the little heart canisters, like that's not really something you associate much with like a shooter style game. Like usually you have a health bar, right? Not 3 hearts. I call that the Zelda hearts.
Yeah, that's right. It did have hearts in there. Huh?
Yeah. Unless your ship is alive.
Yes.
That means you can die during the
warp. Yeah.
The warp. That's interesting.
Or not get so many points, perhaps, right? So maybe.
Yeah, maybe that just ends your.
Yeah, it ends your worm.
Thing.
Yeah.
So I was going to get into. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask Pete, what was his biggest surprise from the show?
My biggest surprise? I got to watch it once. I haven't gone through it again. I'd say the biggest surprise was soccer. I didn't expect to see anything from that. I didn't expect to see a whole lot new per se, maybe some of the other games, but I didn't expect to see any of the other sports games today. So that's good. I'm glad to see them coming, and I thought it looked really good. It looks like it's playable, simply playable, which is the nature of the business, right? Pick up and play, not some sort of FIFA massively multi-button configuration combination controller trying to spend 3 weeks learning how to play and then never be able to play against anybody else who hasn't spent the same amount of time training.
That's the problem, right?
I used to play that soccer game on 3DO. I think it was FIFA Soccer, but it was only 3 buttons too. So
there you go. Yeah, that's like the old Genesis one was really great, but
yeah.
That's
what was awesome about like the ice hockey for NES and Blades of Steel. Just simple, easy to play. I bet my last hockey game I actually purchased was NHL 2004 for the original Xbox.
Yeah,
and then it just everything. I think all sports games. It's one of my favorites of all time.
It's a great game. That generation of sports games in general on the Xbox. I liked it because you had NFL Fever. You had like 4 different versions of sports games, and usually hockey. Sony had its own, Microsoft had its own, 2K and EA. Right? There was 4 types of sports games coming out almost every year.
Yeah, that was really cool. I just have good memories of living in Long Beach, California, in a loft, and just be playing that for like hours on end. But yeah, it's like everything turned into Sims more than being fun, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where and I could be wrong. There might be some great ones out there. I just haven't really played. I really like the Super Blood Hockey because it reminds me of NES hockey, you know?
Yeah, I like the RPG side of that. That was pretty cool. It was pretty extreme.
Yeah, there it is. Right.
The player to die was fun where they took him out back and threw him in the dumpster. That was awesome.
Or that, like, what was the deal? Like they go out, you go out to the back alley, and I got mine's upstairs.
It's somewhere on the wall of red.
Man, that's
everybody's got Super Blood Hockey.
It's
Dude,
such
if
a great
I keep
game.
collecting Switch games, Chuck, that wall's just gonna be red behind me.
So I was thinking, you'll have like all red on there, and then do Evercade on the other side, and then you'll have
Evercade's right above my head.
And and purple.
What, you mean there's more than 125 Switch games?
Oh,
God, are there that many
12.
now?
Why
What's
would
the
you ever
plan?
have more than 125? I thought
I
that
don't-
was
yeah, I
the
don't
magical
know, man.
number.
Yeah, we used
It
to
is the
think there was
magical
endless
number.
games back then, right, Pete? And like now you think it was like 60 Coleco games, 125 in
Right.
television.
And you would never ever dream
owning them
of
all.
having them all.
No,
Never. Who could afford it?
until we
No,
got older.
really. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Speaking of that, rare games for the Intellivision console.
Ooh, I've got one of the rarest.
Do you really? Because that's what I was
And it's
hoping
right
if
behind
someone
me.
had a rare game.
I've got a rare one, a very rare one,
All right.
from the original set. And this was, I found. Unlike Pete, I have to get up and walk around.
Dolphin Quest did look amazing, guys, today.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that did look
Yeah.
You
awesome.
guys were
Yeah.
saying that was something else. Great game.
Ooh, see, you one-upped me on that because I have that, but only the cartridge.
Look how nice this is too, man. It is in perfect shape.
Oh,
Bought it
that
at
is
the
awesome.
bought it at the flea market for
So
$4.
Yeah, I just got the cart. Man, the flaps are barely even bent.
I know. Look the there's nothing, no wear on the cart. You can see that.
Oh man,
Hard to see, but like there's no corrosion.
that's a good holy grail right there. That's awesome. And found
That's,
it at the flea market too. That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's my I think most rare game I got. I guess.
I'm trying to think what my rarest.
And I've
Yeah.
misplaced the insert. That's the only problem. It's in my insert pile, which is in one of those drawers. I gotta find it.
I mean, there's rare, and then there's also like
It's
I
new.
guess ones that are harder to find. Oh, it's brand new.
But it's, what do you think, Pete? Burger
What's that?
Time or this? Burger Time or
Burger
this?
Time or that? Oh, Burger Time.
I'm with you, brother.
You said,
I couldn't get
you can
into
you
this.
can either have this copy of Burger Time or this copy of Diner. Guess which one I'm taking.
Right?
But that is a fun game. It's a really fun game. But
It is
Burger
fun,
Time
but for some
television is
reason-
like one of the
Yeah.
absolute best versions of Burger Time available.
Oh yeah,
I like the ladders in this one better. I find the ladders, you don't get hooked on them so much
right.
as in the NES or the Intellivision version. Still a great game. I'm very proud of this one. Like this is one of my game chasing finds. Like, you know when
Yeah.
those TV shows go out and they find like little Samson for $6,
Right.
even though this is not the same. This is like a $50 game, Pete.
Oh no, more than that.
That's
Well, I bet you
Yeah.
you're gonna have a hard time
Not
getting that less than 100 right now.
Yeah, so like
easily.
to find it for what I did, it's pretty cool.
Sure, yeah.
That's mine so far.
Yeah, Lance made a great. I was just about to bring this up. Is that
Lance saying-
there was originally going to
Yeah.
be He-Man 2.
That's right.
And if
Really?
you notice the food balls they say you're kicking, if you look
Yeah.
at them, they look like a Skeletor skull.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and they kept it in there for
I
some
always thought they were
reason.
like those sagebrush balls that
Yeah.
really look like those things that brambles that go through westerns.
That was like so weird. I was like, oh, this was a He-Man, so they just threw Peter Pepper and a couple hot dogs in there, and they're like,
Yeah.
just call it Diner.
Yeah, but the
Such a
games
cool
you see
thing.
me behind me, if you can ever see them clearly, are the games that mean something to me. They're rare, but they're really sentimental games. A lot of them are $2, $5, but they're sentimental stuff behind me. That's how I set it up.
Right.
But what about you, Pete? Pete, you got Diner, right?
Yep, I got Diner. Right now, a lot of my Intellivision are still packed away in a box. They're literally right there. But I have my plan of my Intellivision collection down here. I mean, these 3 rows are filled with the different variants and homebrews and stuff. And I want to do something better. And I got to do something with this wall up here. That's just going to be Intellivision. So I don't know when that'll happen, but it's going to. And until then, when I display my Intellivision, I want it to be done right. So.
Yeah, that's why I like this wall behind me. It used to be just brown cabinets, and it took me a while to save up the money and design it the way I wanted it. And I finally got it so that I can display bigger stuff on the bottom. And
Yes, that's the way to do it. Design like these things that are in here around me. In back, this was just a wall, and actually, if you take these down, there's an old. When we took the original plaster off these walls, that was from the 1800s. There was a doorway which nobody remembered. Like my 90-year-old aunt didn't remember it ever
all the
being a
things
doorway.
are buried.
And so I built all these myself and measured them to size for the the movies at the time ended up being Xbox games, right? With
Mhm.
larger ones down here to handle other things. So that's what I'm going to do over there. I'm going to build it all myself, hopefully, knock on wood. I'm not a great carpenter, but when there's a little bit of inspiration of storage like that, it's fun.
Pete, I picture you pulling a certain game off the shelf, and then the whole thing just opens up and it leads you into another room.
Like an Indiana
Full of
Jones
your rarest
cavern.
games.
Just
That's
open
right.
down. Every time I see Pete with it going reaching, it reminds me of those movies. Especially, I just watched one. Clear. Oh, was it Clear and Present Danger? Or one of the movies where Harrison Ford asked the guy from FBI to hack into another computer, Clear and Present Danger, and Buddy goes like this. He goes, "Oh, let me go at it," and all of a sudden you see a computer arm grabbing discs out of this wall of things. That's Pete.
I'll give you a little sneak preview for a rare game, and this
Okay.
is actually going to be in my next pickup video. But I think I showed you guys last week after the fact. But
Spoilers.
that is not an easy game to get right there.
World Series,
No,
baby.
I want that.
That's the latest addition to my actual 125.
Is that homebrew?
No,
That's one of the original the ECS computers.
that's the most difficult ECS game to get right there.
Oh yeah, because I see it's for Intellivision on the bottom, and I'm like, I don't even remember that game.
Yeah, no, well, it's only ECS, right?
Those
So-
were what? There was like 5 of those or 4 of those?
Six.
6. Okay.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I only got
One with oh shoot, what's the name of it? The keyboard one anyway. I don't have. I've only got 3. I've got Scooby Doo. I've got Beats and Mr. Beats and
That's the one I
Bites.
got. Bits and Bytes meets
Yeah,
Facebook or
and I've
something like
got
that.
this one now, thanks to Luke.
Chuck, do you have your 125?
Pardon
I
me?
do not. I have, I think, at this point, around close to 86 or 87 right now.
Oh, you're the same number as me. That's right.
Yeah, those are, but they're all complete in box, so I got that at least.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. I have a couple that are actually shrink wrapped, like Vectron, but I'll never take that out and play it.
Yeah. I've got a few.
People give me.
I've got about 110 total that are 110 total, but only 89, I think, are complete. The rest are disc and manual.
I was happy to find I got Chip Shot Super Pro Golf, which was my dad's favorite. There you go. There's
Vectron, there you go. I thought I might have. No, I got that one loose, Vectron. I don't have that one.
The funny thing about Vectron is people either absolutely hate it or people think it's a fantastic game. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm kind of either or. I understand how it's supposed to be played. I've seen videos of people kind of explaining it, but it is not a very easy, like you pop that cartridge in, you go, what is this?
It is. And even when you understand it, it is friggin' difficult.
Yeah,
Right.
back in the day, the majority of the games were usually
It's extraordinarily
compared to
difficult. There's a Television Aries episode strictly about Vectron. It's one of the ones they've looked at, and they had a good long discussion with Mark Urbanek, the creator of Vectron, and it was back not long. It was the apps actually. If I'm not mistaken, it's the episode before Keith Robinson passed away, and Keith Robinson and Mark Urbanek did the show together. And they had it was a good hour-long interview. And if you haven't listened to Keith Robinson and Mark Urbanek too, it was fantastic with Paul and Rick. It was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun to listen to, and about how really Vectron doesn't get any love at all. People, like you said, either love it or they absolutely friggin' hate it because it is brutally difficult.
Now, this is a good thing. There was, I thought it was 29 on the Sears, right?
It is 29. Yeah.
Yeah. So 29 sold because I have about 21 or 22. I just recently picked up golf for the Sears variant.
Yeah.
I just happened.
What was it? How's that one? The golf one?
Oh, if you talk about like the regular PGA golf on the television, it's okay.
I haven't played it yet because I just got it. C-Mart gave it to me in his box he gave me a few months ago. I haven't tried it yet. Is it any good?
I liked it. I think more nostalgia way. I think I don't know if it carries as much as. See, I'm a big fan of this Chip Shot Super Pro Golf. It was kind of like a nice, colorful, enhanced version of that. But the PGA, I played that with my dad. He would play it with my uncle constantly. It's kind of one screen, and you kind of have like a line, and it kind of you have to aim the ball like where you want it to go, and it's kind of once you learn the controls, it's a fun game for a retro game. It really is.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one.
Yeah,
I showed you that before. You do not have that, right?
I do not, and I tell you what, I went to buy one, And then ended up being a scam. The guy never sent it to me. So luckily
really?
I got my money back. But
Got a
think we
scam?
talked
Somebody
about that
scamming
when we
Intellivision
did it.
games? What are
I guess what I was saying, if this one is sitting here, we'll do a trade sometime. Things open back up, and I can mail it to you from over there.
I'm down.
We'll get it out to you. We'll freaking do a trade. We'll get this out to you. No overlays of this one. But the good part about Sears games
the same
is
overlays.
if you have the box and the manual, that's all you need. The overlays
Right.
and the carts are the same, right? So
Absolutely. Yeah, the carts are the same. That's what happened. I got this golf one. This is a weird one. The guy's selling it on eBay, and I bought from him before. He's just a collector. And I was like, oh, this is great. He goes, but the weird thing is the golf cart, it's labeled as golf, but someone must have been working a little too fast at the factory because it's actually a baseball cartridge when you plug it in. So it said, Sears Variant Golf, but with with mislabeled cartridge. So I'm like, that's cool in itself, and I think I even have a golf cartridge laying around. So I was like, well, I'll just swap it out, but I'll keep that, silly cartridge. It'll be fun.
that's
like a little collector thing.
Yep. You don't go looking for that one. That one's got your name on it. It's just a matter. We'll get it worked out here. I have a feeling before too long we'll be able to ship it out to you quickly.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Pete's always sending stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
Amico D3. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It's it was. I thought it was a great presentation. I thought it was.
Sucked.
Yeah, it was terrible. What do you mean, Amico? No, I was kidding.
Nah, it was good.
No, I thought it was good. I think it really I think for hardcore people that have been following it, I think obviously we've seen a lot of this. We've known a lot about this. This was a presentation for the little more mainstream, maybe for people that didn't really know it was coming out. I think it was, as a brand new presentation to first show what this is, fantastic. I think it knocked it out of the park, literally and figuratively.
Jeff, did you collect much, or do you know much about Intellivision original games, or is that big on your radar?
No, I was an Atari.
That's true.
So I never had any, but I do now have. I just pulled up my list because I started writing them down. I have 44 Intellivision games now.
That's awesome. It's a system that, I find I got into it probably about 15, 20 years ago again, but never really got into collecting it until about 10 years ago. Only because I remember being a kid, I wanted the system so much and couldn't afford it because we can only afford a cheap Coleco Gemini. And that's the reason I got into it. But it's a hard system to go in casually against it because once you get the bug, you get the bug.
Yeah.
And especially if you understand how to play the games, that's the cool thing, right? Once you understand the controls.
There's a lot about reading that manual, too.
The manual's everything. Manual's key.
Yeah,
I learned more about the Intellivision games by looking at manual and watching Papa's videos when he does his 125.
Oh, he does the great 125 videos. Oh, what do we got here?
Jeff?
Yes.
It's getting filled. I might have to get a bigger box.
I saw Donkey Kong just go in there.
No,
you Donkey Kong? Yes, I thought I just saw Donkey Kong go in there. Dude, only Donkey Kong has that pink stripe on it.
Oh, Zach.
Oh, that's a
Zaxxon.
Zaxxon, a Sega Zaxxon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you did fool me.
Excellent.
I don't have that, do I?
Zaxxon?
No, I
The
don't
game
have
still
that one.
holds up pretty well. I got it. I had it on the ColecoVision. It was actually quite a bit of fun.
Are you guys missing
Looked it
any
up the other
common
day.
games? Like games you think you should have but you don't have in your
Yeah, I think
collection?
most of the Coleco games, I have 4 of them.
You mean the
I think it's not
Coleco screwing over Intellivision games, you mean?
yeah,
Coleco games?
Yeah, Intellivision Coleco
Okay,
games.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nick,
I only got 4, and I
Zaxxon for the ColecoVision's awesome. Nick.
Yeah.
oh
But
yeah, I
Vic
bet.
was
They
just saying that
completely
about it.
screwed
That holds
Atari
up
and
great.
Intellivision. Right, Pete?
What's that? The
They
Intellivision
completely
one.
screwed Intellivision and
Oh.
Atari with their
Oh,
games. Remember
absolutely.
Donkey Kong on the Intellivision? It's like, that's not Mario. What is that thing running up the steps?
Like the green tinted ape is it looked like he was smiling with buck teeth.
Yeah, it's awful. Oh my gosh.
We gotta
I
get-
love
we
the
gotta get Nick
ColecoVision.
We got to get Nick some Intellivision games, and I'm just going to send him an Intellivision.
Yeah, run for it.
ColecoVision is just ColecoVision made amazing games. Like they rivaled the NES in a lot of ways, except
It's amazing.
they were complete, they were evil towards their ports on Atari and Intellivision. Like they were ruthless.
Yeah, when I remember my girlfriend in high school got because I was always playing Intellivision or Nintendo or whatever. And I went over there. It was right where Nintendo was Okay, maybe it was in high school then. I'm like, figuring out the years. But she had a Coleco, and I saw Donkey Kong, and I thought it looked just like the arcade. Mazatron.
You like that one, Pete?
I like that. That's that of all the games. I love the Tron games. I have extremely little experience with that game.
It took me forever to figure out how to play it properly. But it's pretty.
What's
it's
happening?
a decent game. Mazathon? Tron Mazathon?
I do actually have all 3 of the Tron games. Which one do you think is the best?
It's
I got all 3
down.
too.
That's not even really a close match. Would you say, Chuck?
What's
what one
Deadly
are
Disc
you
and
choosing?
Mazatron?
Mazatron?
The best Tron game.
Deadly Discs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's the
Mazatron,
simplest one to pick up. It's got the most replayability fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that too. It's not the best looking one though, Pete. I think Mazatron's probably the best looking one.
I think Solar Sailor. I'm trying to
Solar Sailor.
remember.
Is that a Tron game though?
I love
Yeah.
Solar Sailor. I think it's a lot of fun. But
I don't
it's
think I
not for
played it
everybody.
much.
Yeah. I think Deadly Disc 100%. Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Tron Solar Sailor was Keith Robinson's baby. He actually made that game. That night for his 2 big games. And it's notably, I mean, it was well discussed about how people have problems with that game. It's frustrating because you need a pen and paper. And it's also extremely frustrating because of the nature of the game when you get up to levels 5 or tracks 5 and closer to the middle, where the recognizers come out. The control is so difficult to shoot your missiles exactly, or your shots, whatever, exactly where you want them. It just gets frustrating. So it's very easy to get frustrated by Tron Solar Sailor. The second part of the game actually is a lot more fun. Again, though, you need a pen and paper to do it.
Yeah, but for accuracy on your shots, the disc doesn't make it any easier.
No, that's right.
Either, right? Let's be honest. Like, you know, Night Stalker is amazing on the Intellivision, but it actually has better controls the Atari version of it. What's it called? Dark.
Well, no, but
Caverns.
remember the Night Stalker you
Dark
shot with
Caverns.
keypad.
Yeah, I know, but that was okay. I found that all right, but I always like the D-pad shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're angle. But one button, you know, the one button shot when you just angle. But I love the Intellivision Libs version of Night Stalker where they use the PlayStation controls on it. It's like D-pad and shot. It's the best way to wait. It's got the Intellivision version of the game and the Atari type controls on it, which is awesome.
Lance said, saying, I actually have this in my collection. We can't say it on this channel, but it says Solar Sailor Spawn Space. We'll call it Space Camp.
If you're in England, that's not even a bad word.
Yeah, right? I know.
Canada really not that bad either, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's a bad word. Yeah, there it is.
Right.
Yeah, Dark Cavern.
Dark Caverns, yeah.
I still remember time I accidentally played that, Pete, and I'm like, why is this game so familiar to me? I'm like, oh my god, that's Night Stalker. Like, crap.
Exactly. A lot of people still don't realize, like, when they look at these games, if they came into the Atari and the Intellivision later on,
games. Yeah,
they think that Atari had the games throughout. Then they made a television version which isn't as good or it's better, blah blah blah. No, these were all just made by television. So.
Yeah, they just ported. They did the Coleco thing. But they didn't really gimp their games that much. If anything, the Dark Cavern is quite nice on the for what the Atari could output.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, not like Coleco did.
It's like Astro Blast is fun too if you use a paddle.
Yeah. Well, paddle. Right? Yeah, that's why the Gemini is the best controller ever for 2600 because you get the paddle and the stick. Yeah, and the buttons don't stick. The buttons are perfect. Side buttons. I love my Gemini controller. I've got one here somewhere. But yeah. See, this is a show I like, Chuck. I can come and talk about all this retro shit with people who understand.
Talk about all the retro stuff, and even Intellivision homebrews, which is our next topic.
See, this is the show I wanted my original Sunday night show to be.
Yeah,
a retro gaming show. It's just that it just could never get enough people on it. Like,
well, you're always welcome here.
No, I don't want to do any more live shows, dude. If anything, I'm going to reduce. I'd rather come on other people's shows. No commitment.
Yeah, as I say, you're always welcome. I was even doing toy stuff too because I was having a good time, but I wasn't getting people weren't like really tuning in too much for those videos.
Dude, I come on your toy show. I love talking toys.
It was so much fun. Like I love old '80s toys. Like just.
Remember that toy show I did, Chuck? And they took
with the GoBots. I was like, what happened to the stream? Did it just get a copyright strike right in the middle?
All of a sudden, I go dead for 2 minutes, and then Chuck's telling me, Pete, I think you've been taken down. Like, what?
It was like 2 seconds of like a GoBots commercial from like 1982 or something.
Why would they strike on GoBots?
Who knows, right?
That's bizarre. I mean, I liked GoBots back in the day. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like them
What
as
is
much
your
as I
favorite
like
game on
Transformers,
Intellivision?
but
Do you have one, or is it too hard to choose?
What is it?
I don't know. I'm asking Pete what Pete's frozen.
Oh,
Sorry? I'm frozen. I'm typing.
Oh, I'm just saying. Well, like, do you have a favorite? You guys have a favorite Intellivision game?
Oh yeah, yeah. I have my top 10 in television games of all time, which actually ends up being a list of about 17. But
The
I get
metric
it from the
system.
Intellivisionary
That's a
podcast,
wormhole.
which is coming out next. Like back in January, Paul asked for everybody to send in their audio clips of the Intellivisionaries or of their top 10 favorite television games. That's why you saw a little spurt of top 10 lists right after Christmas. And I did mine as a video over my shoulder, just going through it, doing the audio. And I've had it posted now for about 3 months, but they haven't come out with the episode of the podcast yet. So I'm sort of sitting on it until after I've got it as unlisted until they actually come out with the next episode of the Intellivision.
I was going to say, I don't remember watching that video. But.
Yeah, so it's not released yet. I just put it out, but
mine keeps changing. Like,
and yeah, it does.
It used to be Lock and Chase for a
long
long
very good
time.
game.
Lock and Chase. Then it used to be Ice Track, and now it's Demon Attack again. As I get these nights where I just go hook my Intellivision up and I keep and I play, and then I put a game in, and I'm like, oh, this is the greatest game ever. Then you put another one in, and it's like after you can get it to work, my poor Intellivision's dying. I think.
Here's a good one.
I gotta jiggle my cart around.
The Kool-Aid points. Remember the Kool-Aid points? And you got the Kool-Aid game. I didn't have to send away Kool-Aid points, but I do have the game. It was not that great of a game. But, yes, I do remember that. And then, yes, I actually saw a couple of these mod kits for Intellivision. I'm thinking about buying one and trying it on one of my consoles that has a kind of a loose connector anyways. So, yeah. That is only way to do it. And then, of course, Pete talking about it, the ultimate flashback. That's another thing I need to do.
What is that?
It's got like a bunch of homebrews.
Oh,
a bunch
is that
of
like a EverDrive?
It's got like the full. Yeah, it's something like that, I guess. I don't know, or was it a Pi or something? Pete knows. Yeah, it's but I have to do that to mine. I mean, that's just definitely worth it.
I need an Intellivision modded so I can hook it up to my TV, like RCAL. That's what I want. I need someone to mod me an Intellivision.
Yeah, there it is.
Here's your ultimate television flashback. You can see it on the screen here.
Oh, I have the flashback console.
Yeah, that's the you send the console, just the console, not the other parts to it, to a fella in Minnesota. And he swaps everything out with a perfectly programmed Raspberry Pi. And it's all programmed so it'll handle your original flashback controllers and television controllers. Yeah. And it works perfectly as an Intellivision system. And
they come with all the Intellivision.
You will get all of your original 60 games.
Yeah,
but it's a Raspberry Pi, so I mean you can hook into it wirelessly and put any ROMs for any other games that you would properly own onto it. But there's a lot of free homebrews available now, like things like famous homebrews, ones that I wish I had original copies of, like Sea Venture, which Atari Creep mentioned, like Christmas Carol.
Oh, that's one I really want. It's
well known, I'd love to have it, but that's free. It's free to download the ROM.
Right.
He made it available to everybody, so I could play that on that flashback. So it really does open up your system.
Yeah, I have that flashback. I really like that flashback, but it's missing some of my favorite games on it.
Well, that's it. See, all the guts from the actual flashback are gone. It's replaced with a Pi, but it's the programming of the Pi and the programming of the controller to me, which is I can make a Raspberry Pi with JZI and TV on it, but
I have a Pi. I have a Pi with all the Intellivision games on it, but the controls are. I'd rather just have my regular controller plugged in and just play that, right?
So it's Bite Night on Atari Age. We've mentioned it last week. We talked about it quite a bit.
Exactly.
Go take a look, because I'm telling you right now, it's if you love playing the Intellivision, it makes it all HDMI. That's all my game footage is captured. You take a look. You take a look at any episode. The gameplay actually parts of each episode of the 125 when I have the gameplay only video. I sort of go across. It's just the thing I did. I go to the system, I turn it on, it goes up to the TV screen, and there's the original Intellivision, and then it morphs into what you see on the Ultimate Intellivision flashback. and it's crystal clear.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Seven
pixel
point
perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Pixel perfect, right?
And then think about when the Amico has the original collection, when you're able to buy those, that's going to be another awesome way to play. And going back to like even the internet stuff, I really hope we can do peer-to-peer bowling, hockey,
Has to.
baseball. Like
I know,
that's
I
just-
know, I get crapped on
the
that all
market
the
you gotta
time,
get.
but that's the biggest miss for the Amico, not online on launch. They'll get it though. They'll get it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that after everything gets established, they get everything, get their parts, get everything going after year one. That'd be something to really look into.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I would love to do that, to play. Like we could all get on and play a game of hockey. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man.
JC, 47 days. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is that when it opens where you can actually
No,
across?
that is the anniversary of bowling, and between now and then, you and I got to figure out how to have a bowling match.
That's right. Okay.
So I've had some ideas, so we're going to do that July 31st.
That they
I'm
said the
down.
border is going to be open on 22nd of June.
22nd of June is
That's
for the
what
border.
some U.S. lawmakers are saying. So they probably know.
It'd probably be good if
Wait.
you don't want to come back, but
Yeah. We'll see.
Can't use them in a system unless you have an adapter.
Yeah, I might just wait for the Amico versions of them to come out. I don't know. I like playing on my old Intellivision.
I got that arcade that I'm building that I finally got my new Pi in. It has the good version of the emulation for Intellivision. It has the number pads and
What do you got a Pi 4?
yeah, I think it's a Pi 4, and then it has because there was the JZN TV, but that one has to be literally you got to use like obviously how they did the Pi or how they did that Ultimate, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how to wire an original controller in there. So for my arcade buttons, I basically have 2 shoulder buttons, a left and right, and I got 4 action buttons and a joystick. So you hold down the shoulder button, it pulls up the number pad, then you use the joystick to go through the numbers and a button to like hit enter. So like when you start a game like bowling where it's like how many players, and you have to have that enter, what's your ball weight, what's your slickness, because if you can't, because the other emulator I got, I think it was the JZ, but for my purpose it wouldn't work because when I tried to highlight it or pull up the number pad, it just wasn't there because I needed a keyboard. So I was like, well, I can't get past the first screen that says how many players.
Yeah, I wonder. You should take a look at how Evercade's going to solve it this fall, because they got their own control scheme that they've created and worked a long time to solve.
I think that would be cool with what was the other game I was thinking of? That the Chip Shot Super Pro Golf. I hope is in Collection 2. Because I really love that for an old school golf game. That is fun, and it's more nostalgia, I guess. But I mean, I really like it. But I'd love to see how they because that would be one that would work on Evercade. That's what I'm saying, because it was more the disc that you went through the menus with, so you really just would have to use basically the D-pad to go through most of the stuff, and then you'd only need like a couple buttons. So. But yeah, there's so much I want to see on Evercade for like if they're going to do Intellivision collections, just keep them coming.
Well, they got 2 already. Well, they got 2 guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
And Tommy's already said the second one. He's already said the second one's got Cloudy Mountain on it. Like he said that twice now live. So I just can't believe I'm going to be able to play Cloudy Mountain in my pocket. Like take it wherever I want to go and play it. That's just going to be fun, right?
This is a good thing here. Do you think Tommy should reimagine Tron Deadly Disc game without the license and call it something else like he did with Cloudy Mountain?
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that was the Tron name everybody wants, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when the Recognizer comes out, what are you going to call it? Like the the spokesperson?
Well, and I think if you get too close to the imagery of the actual Recognizer and stuff like that, Disney might come after you anyway. You know what I mean?
There have to be some changes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, though, really it is just Intellivision running men throwing little discs around. I mean, you could, instead of the Recognizer coming out, have the Shifty Eye Dealer come out all mad and just kind of roll out there. Make it silly. That'd be funny. Oh my. Yeah, but homebrews is another great thing that Intellivision has, and I have quite a few. I know now for the Peeps. Do you guys have any homebrews at all? For
I have quite a few, but I don't think I have as many as you do. You have a lot.
I had
2 TK Arcade and Miner 49er, and
That's
I just
true,
got
don't
one.
have.
Casey Nidell just sent me. I just did the video a
Yes,
few
you
days ago.
did. Yep.
And Rick Dynamite, the controversial one.
That is a great. I have that one too. You mean Indiana Jones? I'm just kidding.
Game is fun.
It is a great game. It's a great little. I just love it. And the other one I really like though, Kate, that I got before that was A Tale of Dragons and Swords. It didn't even feel like I was playing Intellivision. I mean, I'm not knocking Intellivision, but I'm saying the way graphically and all the different options. Like if that came out when Intellivision first came out, it would have given Nintendo a run for their money. I felt like I was playing like an NES kind of little dungeon crawler RPG, like Zelda-ish kind of. It was really good. Like but that's my favorite so far. Pete's digging in a box.
What's Pete gonna pull out?
What's in the box?
It's a
Dig
Diner
Dug?
and Dig Dug. Man, guys, flashing those diner boxes. Man, I need to get one of those. I had a chance to get one, but life. I was out to eat at a restaurant, and I was like, I think I put a bid on it. It was about to end in like an hour. I'm like, I'll keep an eye on this, and then I got into conversation, and an hour passed by. I looked, and obviously, I did not win the bid, and it was like it went for like I think $170 or something though for a box diner.
Hey. Crown. That's a good one. That was in creation forever.
Yeah.
For a long time in development.
And
And
that
again,
new
this
one.
is one that now I hope to do a closer look at.
That new one, was it The Sorrow of Gal Devon or something like that? I butcher the title. That one I've had pre-ordered for a bit, so I mean, whenever that comes out, it looks fantastic. Princess Quest is another one I really wanted to get. Princess Quest is
Quest is amazing on the Coleco, man.
Is that where it originally came from? Because I know it was a previous game.
It came out on Intellivision and Coleco. I just happen to have it on my ColecoVision Phoenix. It's a pack-in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And the game's amazing. Like, it's one of my favorite games, if not favorite one on the Phoenix.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's that. I always want to get homebrews. It's like another wormhole you go through, and you just go, oh, I want this one, I want this one, this one. I'm like, no, I don't have $1,000 to spend. But I mean, they're moderately priced. I mean, think about it. All the effort and work they put in, and they come out beautifully.
Right.
You get full color manuals, overlays. Yeah, it's 100% worth the 60 or 70 or whatever they're going for at the time.
They have to cost that much, or they wouldn't be able to make them.
Exactly, and they're not making much money off that either. It's just enough. It's just enough to make the game, and it just give someone joy to play that game. And I think that's why I love it. They put. Yeah. Oh, the Battlestar Galactica space battle.
I'm so glad that I got that because it's out of print. There are no more out there right now. I don't believe. Intelligent Vision.
That was one of the ones I passed on, and I ended up getting, I think, Rick Dynamite and a couple other. Oh, I got Intellivision. And
I want Intellivision. I need Intellivision.
I have not even dived into it yet because I still completing box back
Pete
there.
tells me it's going to come back on sale. I did not open
that box.
Intellivision is coming back on sale. Yes.
If it doesn't,
it's supposed to be coming back.
Intellivision is by Intellivision Revolution. They will be producing more. There's no expectation to stop producing them if they're selling.
Awesome.
Right now, it's just the ones that were there are gone. There will be more.
Nick, you're going to have to get one
a while.
of those.
That's back already.
I said Nick's going to have to get though. He's in Castlevania.
I finally, for the first time ever, managed to make it through the first game. I never in my life made it through it. I was so happy to actually finally complete that game. Matter of fact, I was going through the second one the other day, just trying to remember how to play the game. That game's confusing.
Non-poop face. Don't know.
Yeah, dude. We got it. So, are you planning on picking up an old Intellivision, or are you just waiting for the collection on Amico?
Who, me? I'm probably going to wait for like a lot of the stuff to come out on the Amico.
Yeah. It'll be cool. I can't wait for more people to be able to play the older stuff.
Yeah.
Just because that's just the stuff that obviously it's a lot of nostalgic to people that grew up on it. But I mean, they're still fun games. There's a lot of really fun games that are just. I don't know. Like I said, I think Intellivision made really cool I don't want to say complicated, but like once you read the manual, you're like, wow, there's a lot of options.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bowling-
and that's what I got when I started trying to like boot up or emulate any of the Intellivision games. Is
yeah,
some of these play great, and some of these I'm going, I really need the controller.
yeah, you totally
like you really
that
need
number
this
10.
controller.
Yeah, I love like the games like bowling. Like you don't realize you go, oh, people at first look, they'll be like, oh, it's just a crappy graphics with a purple guy holding a blocky ball. It's like, no, but look, if you read the instructions, you got like 16 different angles you can put on the ball. You have to set your angle before he throws it. You place you're going to throw your ball onto the lane. You set the position of your bowler. Like it's very strategically and insanely, wonderfully
of
complicated.
variables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Tons of variables.
The time and effort. I mean, that's just a beautiful game, and that's why that's my top one. One of my.
That's why I was telling you guys I was pretty impressed with the way you guys described that one, primarily because it's got all the features that I saw in like later games, like a Brunswick Pro Bowling that I had back in like the 90s to 2000s.
Yeah.
That I thought was highly detailed then. I didn't know they were doing stuff like that back in like like the late 70s with the Intellivision at that point. So.
Yeah, that would be good, Relic. Tron Deadly Disc in a classic with the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just going to be inevitable. Whether it's going to be called Tron or not, I think that'll be that game has to come back for a reimagining or a sequel.
It's also Tommy's like pretty much one of his favorite games. So, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he loves. Well, when you have your own light cycle, you know that you probably might be a Tron fan.
I mean, remember the video he did with the first ones in the television area, the new offices there in the background?
Yeah.
There's the Tron poster, with Tron blacked out.
You gotta love Tron.
Yeah.
He has that Tron statue in the background all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Holding up the disc. That's awesome.
I know he wants that license bad.
Oh, yeah.
He really wants that license.
Now, this is something I wanted to do. Live. Why is there two L's instead of a exclamation point? That's weird. Anyways, what would you like to see? What is your dream game that you think could come to Intellivision that would be just something way out there that you'd just love to see made into a game, whether it's a license, a property, a toy? Go ahead, guys.
I got to give it to OB Pete. He's very excited.
Okay.
Very excited.
Diablo.
Do you think Diablo would work on there? Do you think he'd let it on there? I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong.
That'd be pretty sweet. Can you imagine like the colors, just the rich colors on there and everything looking really. Whoops. There we go. Yeah.
They can make Intellivision.
Yeah.
Do anything.
Yeah, I actually had a guy in my one of my response for the E3 presentation go, well, if they put Castlevania on there, I'd be happy. I'm like, you know what? They've already got Intellivision. I mean, why not? That would actually be really fun.
The fun thing about things like that is that you can always make it something that's similar. It doesn't have to be. So that's why really you don't need much. The license is only, I think, really going to sell the game. Like if it's something you definitely have to have. But I mean, like I said, those Tron games you could do, it's Running Man Olympics and you're throwing discs or something,
Yeah. Or
then you do what was with the AD&D, like totally fine with it being Cloudy Mountain. We know what it is, But that's just how that is, it's just, yep, this would be cool. You never know. Like, I mean, Sega's making games for all different consoles. It's not unheard that it might not come to Amico at some point.
I thought Tommy had talked about potentially getting it on there because he knew some of the people from like the Sonic team and stuff like that. Hadn't he mentioned something about that before?
Yes, I believe he did. Yeah, I think that's why I think I did a video on that, something about Sega games or Sonic. It'd be cool too, Altered Beast, a remake of Altered Beast. It wouldn't be really too violent. It's pretty much all just monsters and beasts and weird, looking creatures. I think that'd be awesome.
Lance mentioned NBA Jam. That would be great.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that kind of fits in Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Rygar. Yeah, that was nothing. I did a video on that too. Like Rygar would be amazing as a reimagined game because they did one. Or am I thinking of? Yeah, they did a newer version. Did they do like a 3D version on Xbox 360 or something a while back?
I thought that was by Commander, or did they do Rygar as well?
Or am I thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking of Golden Axe because they did like it was Beast Rider or something like or some weird
Beast
Golden
Rider.
Axe.
Yeah.
Because I had that one. I was kind of enjoying it. It wasn't the greatest, but I don't know, something with Rygar and that shield and have it kind of like have it almost look like a gauntlet, like a Dark Legacy kind of top down kind of look to it, and then just have them with that shield flying. That would be sweet. And of course, Marble Madness, absolutely. Role playing game with dice like Farkle, character sheets on your controller. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, like D&D, like type with yeah, that would work out really good actually.
Yeah, those would be kind of fun if you could make somebody like the DM and they could put little like critters out and counters. That'd be fun.
Right. Yeah, I love the whole fact that these new controllers are going to be color touch screens. I think everybody having their own screen, possibilities are endless in gaming. Wow, I'm just stumbling all over my words.
I'd like to see a new Shining Force come out. Although Tommy has specifically mentioned that he hates turn-based RPGs, so that may be a no-go. But man, I love Shining Force on.
Yeah, I had both the Genesis ones. Those were amazing. I never had a Saturn to play the third one though.
And this is a good one here too, Pac-Man. I may or may not have asked that, and I'm waiting for a response on that.
No, we got enough Pac-Man. Too much Pac-Man already out in the world.
Well, there's always Galaga. There's many in Namco license that could be. I just love space games. But on that note, it is over an hour, and I believe we are done, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
And I appreciate everyone for showing up. You guys are so awesome. Go Jeff at Go Game Go, Papa Pete, Nick Geeks with Cash, and of course, Open Every Box, Mr. P. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Later, Gators.
Later.